Hey guys, welcome to the bench. Tonight, obviously, we're going to do a little bit more work on the cable car. I did some work on the cable car over the weekend. I've got the top on here, and you can see that the windows are in there. Need to do a little bit of work on the spots where I put some putty on here. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. Let's see. Ken said good evening. Good evening, Ken. Good evening, Dawn. Apparently, it is cold and snowy in Canada. That's a shocker. Dawn's supposed to get some snow tomorrow. We're not. Actually, we're supposed to get a little bit of snow tomorrow, but it's going to go up to like 50 degrees then the day after. Welcome, Keith. So let's start working on the kit. So the first thing they want us to do is to take one of these strips, and they actually say to cut, they in the instructions, they cut it down. They say to cut it to, I think it was 40 millimeters. What I usually will do is I will cut them to fit, or sorry, not 40, 95 millimeters. I'll usually cut them to fit after I glue them on there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go give it a little bit over, take the snips, and then where is it? There it is. I was looking for the wood glue and I didn't see it. Going to be paint drying on the stream tonight. Some of the stream will be like watching paint dry because I've got to paint. What I've got to do is the strips that we're going to put on here after this is set in place and hopefully will stay in place. They're not really clear about where this strip goes on here, by the way. But looking at the picture, it goes flush with this wall here in the front, and it'll go flush with the wall, same wall over on the other side. Matter of fact, let's bring it back a little bit further, because what this is going to do, that looks better. What this is going to be used for is I'm going to use the sander here after it's dried to give the front of the car here. This is going to give it a little bit of slope. So what I'll be doing is I'll sand it down to where there's a little slope on here. Yes, Dash, you're invisible again. Either that or that's the first comment you made. Matter of fact, let's take a look. Let's see. Yeah, Dash, the first comment you say that I see on here is you say, I'm invisible again. You're not invisible. Everybody sees you. They're saying hi. So let me go ahead and grab the other one of these. And get about that much. I don't use snips like this much on wood because when you do, it tends to crimp the wood down a little bit. It did not. His comment did not disappear unless he made more comments than that. His comment, wait. Oh, okay. The reason it disappeared was because he retracted it. It says right on. It says on YouTube, which I have up as well. Message retracted. I have YouTube up and quiet. So now let's line this one up. And the wood glue is pretty quick drying, so I should be able to sand this in pretty short order. And while I'm sanding it, I'm going to set this off to the side. Yes, Dash flashed us. I'm going to set this off to the side because I've got this all set up. And by the way, I've decided to start using a mat like this. I bought extra of the smaller mats like this because this is not self-healing. But I like the idea. The blue? Oh, Dash flashed you. Okay. But I like the idea of having a work spot, a workspace that I'm not cutting on. Although I do have Murphy hair on it. I don't remember what I was. Oh, I was working on the. It can't be unseen. No, it can't. I was working on the Raptor today. Did some work with it, and I've got the photo etch on the wings pretty much done, but they need a little bit of work still. So it says to put varnish on the inside, but I'm thinking I'm going to put the. Not sure if I'm just going to put the varnish or the oak dye on top of that. I think I'm going to just do the varnish. And it says to do the varnish on just the inside of the planks that we're putting on the roof, because the bottom of these planks will be visible from underneath. If you pick up the cable car and look up underneath there. Speaking of the Raptor, just a little bit of a spoiler alert. Raptor video will drop tonight on what I did yesterday on it. Let's see, find the right brush. I'm using a cheapo brush for the varnish simply because I'm cheap. It's the way I am. This varnish actually will dry pretty quick. And these are just a little bit longer than the car itself. So what did you guys think, those of you that are on Discord, which I think all of you are, what did you think of the fact that my wife, after the stained glass that she did, that I posted the picture of, she has not done stained glass in about 6 years. That's her first project. It took her about a week. That was my second frame I've ever built. We bought that clamp system for the drama masks that we have that have been on the walls. Let's see, 2024. So they have been on and on the wall for the last 12 years, roughly. And I looked at it the other day, and we have lost about, out of a strip of LEDs, probably 300 or 400 LEDs in there, because it goes all the way around the frame. We have lost about 5 LEDs total on the LED tape. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. And I know she will. I will, Ken. I will tell her that it looks great. She is really good at it, and she's also really concerned that she's not going to be able to do it anymore because of her arthritis. But I know that if she does work on it, it will come out really good, and she'll be able to do it a lot longer than she thinks. Because when she works the fingers for the when she works her fingers doing the stained glass, I think it loosens them up some. Okay, there's 3. I'm doing a total of 8 of these. Don't set them on top of each other, dummy. That would be great. Go to pick one up. It's stuck to the one underneath it because of the varnish on it. Oh. Yeah, Dash is so not invisible, I left his comment up. I didn't even think about it. But yeah. I don't know what's going on with YouTube with him on HTM. I don't think he's ever had a problem posting on mine. And I don't know that he's actually had problems recently because I don't think he's been on the streams lately. But that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you get upset. Sometimes things bother you, and so you start pulling back a little bit. Speaking of which, it's kind of been good for me not doing the part works. I do have Batmobile stuff ready for this weekend, but it's been kind of good for me because my mojo has been a little bit lacking in regular models, and I'm now really feeling the urge. I mean, I'm coming down during the week when I'm not filming and working on stuff. It helps that Andrea is now doing her stained glass because she goes in the room upstairs. She shares the room with my stash. Her decision, not mine. But she goes upstairs into the stained glass / stash room and does her thing, which means I then come down here and do my thing. Oh, come on, don't roll over. 2 more, then we'll bring. And then I built a tank. Yes, I did. Not only did I build a tank, I built it and I painted it with paint markers only. That was kind of neat. And I like how it's coming together. I've also got a B-52 with I forget what the model is. Hang on. The X-15. I've got a smaller model of the B-52 with an X-15 underneath it that I'm just kind of playing around with. Have not done any videos on it. Probably won't. It's a tiny model, so I don't think I'll do much with it other than probably put some black on the or silver on the B-52, black on the X-15. I would love to find a good size X-15, I think this one, the one I've got is 1/144th. I want to build about a 1/32nd of the X-15. And yes, Ken, I have built an F-16. I used to work on them, and there was I did it for a military Veterans Day build a few years back. It was a year-long build. And so when I went out and found the Hasegawa X-15 or F-16 that I built, I actually was able to find one that I had worked on. It was the Wingbird at Spangdahlem. I want to say it was Balls 74. We called it Balls because it was 00. But I did a little bit of a diorama with it. Bought the bought a kit with Age and with the ground crew. Hey, Gordon, welcome. and age is aerospace ground equipment. It's the power supply or power unit, etc. It had a power unit, a cooling unit, a hydraulic mule, and I love the way that kit came out. Like I said, it was a D model, which means it's two-seater. And it was kind of funny because everything was perfect. I masked off the canopy when I painted it. Everything was perfect. I thought it was great. I unmasked the canopy and there was a crack right above the pilot's head. But it still looks fantastic. So let me move these out of the way. By the way I determined, because I do believe Special Hobby do a Special Hobby. I've never heard of them. The way I determined the size, because there's all kinds of wood that comes with this. And what I do, or what I did, if I can find one of them, is I took this, because these planks are 2 by 5 millimeter. I really, really love these things because they tell me what the size of my wood is. Let's see, let me go ahead and mark the most recent comment. You guys are chatting with each other. But the way you determine if you have something like this, your size of your wood, I needed 2 millimeter by 5 millimeter. It's 40 centimeters. And the other side, the blue side, has it in English units or American, whatever you want to call them. So I was actually looking through this, and for a second there, I looked at these, and I was like, no, those are too thin. I measured it; it's 1 millimeter. It was close to 5, but these are actually for further on for other things, and there's a whole stack of these ones for the ceiling. So let's get this out of the way. Hopefully, these did this one first. Set enough that they will not come off. Yeah. So actually, let me clip this where the rounded edge is. I keep hearing things on Discord. A lot of stuff on Discord. Yeah, Gordon, I don't remember. If you're a member of the of HTM Discord, post a link for that X-15. X-15 to me is a very cool it's a cool aircraft because, among other things, back when I was a kid, that was the aircraft that they had when they shut down the stations at night. They played a video of that aircraft, and it was just so cool. And oh, perfect. Hang on. Perfect. Now it's going to be like $1,000 for that kit. Special Hobby. Oh, that's not bad. $59. Although that's okay. I appreciate that, Ken. Hey, Donnie. And check my messages. Was that you that pinged? Oh, yes, it was. Very cool. On eBay, no less. That is very cool. I may have to get that thing. See, Donnie wants one too. Oof, 170 pounds. Owie. Yeah, Donnie, I just looked at one on online or on my phone that Gordon sent me over. I will have to consider that. Right now, I'm not purchasing part work, so I might be able to figure out a way to afford that. So let me take these off so I don't knock them off. So what we're going to do here is we want to smooth this out. That was actually pretty quick. We want it to match the curve of the corner here. I had never had one of these before. I broke it out of the kit that I got from the tool kit I got from Model Expo. Then I started using it. I think it was on the Kalea, and I'm like, this thing is really cool. But I hadn't cut it long enough. So I cut it long enough this time, and I really like this thing. I don't know how I lived without one. So let's go ahead and trim this one as well. But yeah, the X-15 is a very, very cool aircraft. I can't remember the name of the movie I watched recently that was about the X-15 program. But very awesome. Couldn't land or couldn't take off on its own. Had to be launched from a B-52 wing. Oh, not good. Splinter right there. Now, not that I know a whole lot about it, but I know enough to think it's cool. Now, what I probably should have done with these, with those corner pieces, not everybody has these. But these, when you're working on something like this, these are really great. You can sit there, and what you can do is you're actually going around the corner with the tape here. I'll X-15 YouTube for this. Hey, Howard's here. Welcome, Howard. You know your other comment I left up for several minutes. I didn't even think about it. And that's right, because it was a ramjet, Donnie. Very cool aircraft. I want to say it went Mach 5. It went fast. Okay, so I don't want to use that. I want to use a stick. I want to be a little bit careful up here. I don't want to make any or cause any damage. I also don't want to not have that. B-52 X-15 172nd for years. Well, it's funny you should mention that, Gordon, because I don't have the monogram one. I have the Atlantis Boeing B-52 with X-15. Is it 172nd? I think it's actually 144th. Somewhere on here, it should say. Oh, 175th. Tiny. Gordon said that they don't crop up much in the UK. Donnie says, yes, first hypersonic plane at Mach 5. He's back about Howard. And top speed of the X-15 was Mach 6.7. That is moving. That's about how fast, I don't know, my wife goes on the freeway. I don't know if you guys can hear her in the background or not. If you do, let me know and I will close the door because Murphy stepped in here for a second and said, "What you doing, Dad?" Then he left. But he never closes the door behind him. What I'm doing here while I'm doing this is I'm trying to just make this even with the wood. Virgin Galactic kind of was based on the X-15, but using kerosene and rubber to burn in the fuel, but it was made to go into space, though they said the X-15 got closest. Yes, they did. The X-15 was as close to getting into space as you could get without going there. He realized that you don't have any food for him. Indeed, he did. Howard said, "No, I'm not lost. I'm not back. I'm lost looking fit for a dead puppy dog. No, we can't hear her sneaking up behind you with a frying pan." And the X-15 was considered suborbital. Yes, it was. It did not go quite into space. And the only reason it didn't is they told them not to. If you watch I don't remember the name of the movie. It was probably something along the line of X-15, but they could have gone into orbit. They left that honor for the Mercury astronauts instead because they didn't want to kill NASA. That's part of the reason. Nice. Nice and smooth. So there. That is pretty good and smooth. Somebody's talking. Somebody must be talking about the. Oh, looks so cool. Talking about it on my stream. Yes. Watch the Right Stuff movie. Right Stuff is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. I started to read the book. I never got all the way through the book. See how much slant I can get on here without doing too much damage to the rest of it. So you guys will find this entertaining. Today, when I was working on that frame, I realized that the sander that I bought a sander and a shop vac to go together because the disc sand or the sander, belt sander, disc sander have ports for a vacuum cleaner. I hooked the vacuum cleaner up to it backwards, so it was blowing out instead of sucking in. But the sawdust coming off was fine enough that I didn't realize until after I shut it off after the first time. Squeaky. funny is it keeps filling in with the sawdust here and looking like it's perfect, but then I blow the sawdust off and it's not. That's getting good. But Ken, it's not a funny story. That's going to take a lot to clean out in there. See, something like this, Donnie would be good at. Donnie would just throw some fill in there and it would be perfect. Let me see, grab the short stick. Where's the short piece? There it is. Wait. Whoop. Would you go on the Virgin Galactic or the Blue Origin, New Shepard rocket that Captain Kirk flew on? I'd go on either. I would go in space in a heartbeat, into space in a heartbeat. Turkey calling. Oh, Ken S. You're an amazing modeler, Buck, and I trust you. I'd trust you to fly a plane. I wouldn't. I've seen me on Flight Sim. Needs lights for other dawn. It has lights. It's gonna have lights. The country or the bird. It is going to have lights on it. So yeah. Let me see. So this, not sure if I'm going to be able to show that very well. This is almost good. I need to go a little bit further down so that it actually touches in the front there. Once that goes on there, it will actually get sanded down. Even these edges will get sanded down as well. Because it comes down and actually joins at the front of the cable car. That should do a little bit more here. Certainly hope that being flat doesn't matter that much. Well, Terry, let's see. Yeah, he's going to finish this model. I will finish this model. I finished several models, Donnie. I think I kind of got. I don't know if you were lighting things as much as I was when we first met, but I light everything. Almost everything. If you want to get smoother, you dampen it with water, raise the fine hairs in the wood, and then let it dry. Then sand it, and the wood will be smoother. I'm going to use that on your boat. Makes sense. Makes sense, Howard. But the thing is, this is going to be covered up. This edge that I'm working on is going to be covered up. So it would be a little bit overkill. That's why we get, absolutely, that's why we get along. Matter of fact, what's funny, Donnie, is that little power box that when we first met that I said I was going to do videos on how to build one, I still never finished that thing. What I do is I build a box that has one input, 6 outputs of 12 volts, so that I can run off of one wall wart 6 models. And when we first met, Donnie and I were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I'll do videos on this thing. I never did finish that thing. And at the time, I thought Donnie was, I never made the videos either. Donnie didn't light his bat boat. There is that. And you're right. I never did the videos. I never finished it. One of these days I will. My name is Buck, and I'm here to build models. It's not finished yet either. True. And build models, exactly. I don't know how I got along without one of these. This is awesome if you build wood models. It's funny how it's filling it in there. Squeaky. Maybe if I grab it, hold it up here. Nope, it's still squeaking. What grit this is, I believe. I want to say it's 240. That should a little bit more. Let's see what grit. I use one of those power supplies meant to run LED strip to power all my models on the shelves, one on each shelf. Actually, I've got one of those, and those will run. I'm thinking just about every model I have at one time. Google, gobble gobble. I hate autocorrect. I have a friend here, and he's like, Dad, you always bring me on. Come on. Come here. Okay. Let me see if I can get to the keyboard. There we go. Puppy cam. Hey, you want it up here. Say hi to the peoples. Actually, he is. What is he, Andrea? Almost 2? She can't hear me. What? Oliver's almost 2, isn't he? Yeah, he'll be 2 in May. So he looks like a puppy. He acts like a puppy, but he's getting to be a full-grown dog. I'd pick up Murphy, but he'd have a heart attack. Yeah. Not a good idea. No, Murphy freaks out. Although I am the only one that is able to actually pick up Murphy. Okay, buddy. Look, there you go. Good boy. Now he's going out to tell Mom. He's like, Mom, I was on TV again. And Oliver's a lot cuter than Rocket. He doesn't even have to have Tostitos to come see me. Okay, that's better. So you can see what I've done on both ends. Much cuter. His birthday is in May. Yes, really good dog. But you can see that those are, come on. Sanded those both down to where now when I take one of the planks over here, which are sticking down, they'll now curve and meet up with the front end. That's interesting. I'm guessing Donnie's birthday has to be in May because he said he's a good dog if his birthday is in May. But what's interesting that I just realized is when I put one of these on here, it flexes pretty okay, but this actually, with the varnish on the inside, is flexing a little bit better than the one with no varnish. So before I can do that, I need to work on this side as well. Get this putty off of here. It's going to be a little bit interesting too, because the width from here to the edge of the tram is 3.5 planks. Oh, good God. Ken's in May also. I like April. That's when Andrea's birthday and my son Dominic's birthday is. It's also the month we got married. Okay. So, yeah. We all like Ken, as long as he doesn't become a war criminal. Other than being a great and amazing person. Very true. Let's see. Yeah, that's the looking. Okay, that's the untreated side. By untreated, I mean that it does not have any of the varnish on it. So I'm going to try something here. I don't think they mention doing it. Maybe they do, actually. Sand strips down to create the base, which attach roof linings. Varnish the underside of the roof lining strips, glue them to the roof. Apply. Does not say anything about doing it. Yeah, that's true. Howard left DC a message on Discord. I'm going to have to send a lot of birthday cards in May, only if I know the dates. And it's not a war crime up there. It's just war. Anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, there was a video was posted about Canadians during wartime. You do not want to. I want to say Canadians are close to being Celts during time of war. You don't want to piss them off. What I'm doing right now, not sure how much difference it's going to make, but I'm beveling this edge just a little bit so that when it goes up against the top here, maybe it'll fit a little bit better. Now, a smart person would go over and use the belt sander, but then I'd be away from the stream. And you guys would hear this horrendous noise with a vacuum and the belt sander. That should be, except for right about there. You guys probably don't see it, but I do. That is a much better fit right there. Donnie was bribed with candy by a cop. They said, don't take candy from strangers, but not cops. Very true. Very true. Ken was a cop. I don't know that he actually bribed Donnie, though. I think he just gave him stuff. So let's try not to drop glue down on people's heads. Put some glue all the way down to here. Yes, please remember to hit the like button. I appreciate it. Helps the channel out, and it'll help it even more because I am, as of this today, I was 29 hours away from being able to monetize it all. It's kind of cool. Not that I'm going to really get much of anything out of monetizing. And I don't do this for money. I do it for fun. Nope, that's too big. Get that clamp in there. See, looking in the instructions, I saw them putting the clamps here, which is awesome. You need one in the center there to kind of keep it down, because otherwise it will pop up quite a bit. This one, that's the most difficult part right there. Much chat to catch up on. I will get there in just a minute. Okay, get that up there. That one, and then again, actually probably be easier if I take just this one up here in the front. Both of those need something on there. There's not much of lip here. Is there enough lip there for me to actually grab it? That one's got it. What about this one? There's lip there. There's possibly something to be said for leaving the windows out. Okay. So let me catch up on chat. Please remember to hit the like button. Santa Ken. Of course, they live in the woods, sort of like Ted Kaczynski, like Aborigines in Australia. Now, that's why they've gone postal in Canada. No mail for you. Thanks, Ken. You're having fun. That's not allowed. Yes, it is. You never know, Dash. I might have some tiny figures that need painting, and now I have an in with Donnie. I might have figures that I need to send to Donnie. Donnie said, "Hey, Howard, my mom never said don't take candy from cops." The end of my plank looks bent. It's supposed to look bent. That's what the whole sanding was and all that was about. Speaking on Canada, anyone watch The Expanse? One lady was Ojibwe or Kara G. She was born in Alberta. Might be the angle. No, it's bent. Or unless you're meaning bent left and right. Matter of fact, you know what? Just looking at this. No, not the big one. Not a big one like that. See if I can get them to get up close and personal here. Although there will be fill and paint. There. Let's see. Not sure what that's. That's true, Ken. You could have just asked. I do appreciate the candy, though. Not a problem, my friend. Well, down here we have crooked cops that they beat people up because they want to for no reason. That's a very generalized statement, Howard. You can't just say that about all cops. We have some bad cops. We have lots more good cops. That's the problem, is the ones that do the bad stuff are the ones that get the publicity. Spans, left and right on the end. Okay, left and right. Just kidding about the Canada stuff. And see, and that about the bent planks, it's not going to matter because this will get covered. This will get covered with it'll get covered with some wood putty to clear it out. Then you sand it multiple times, and then it gets painted. It's kind of funny. The guys have said before, you do all this work with the wood, and then you cover it up with paint. I do. That's just the way of the kids. Just kidding on the Canadian stuff. Talking specifically in Michigan. Everywhere has bad cops, and everywhere has good cops. Looks like it's bent towards the middle. Well, I just put clamps on there, so hopefully that'll fix that. And don't Moomin house it. Why not? Why not Moomin house it? What's wrong with the Moomin house? Okay, so let me turn this around. This is going to be interesting because I tend to want to put it on its side, but I can't because of all the clamps. But I gotta, let's see about clearing or sanding the putty down. So it's smooth. There we go. These points where there's spots where I'm sanding it. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Need to put the second clamp on here as well. Hopefully that is not holding down as far as I need it to. Better. These grab that smaller lip a little bit better. Oh, the far right. You know what? I see exactly what you're talking about, but right there. That's bending in, and so is that. And that is normal. Oh, breaking it? I won't break it. And if I do, it's wood. I'll fix it. Now it's on the left side. Yeah, Ken, if you look, this one's bending in, and so is this one. And that's what's going to happen with them because of the curvature. When I get further on, there, you can see there, when you're planking the middle section, you see how those are coming in, and that's because those planks are going to tend to bend in. So it'll be, it'll work out. Casey's dropping off. Thanks for coming, Casey. Night, Keith. Yeah, Keith, Casey. Site plank, you just place lengthwise. Yep. Offhand, did you buy anything from OcCre during Black Friday and get your tracking to see where your packages are? I might have to go to France to get mine. Those Frenchies are holding mine. I did not buy anything from OcCre during Black Friday, but they're usually really good. They're usually pretty good. They use FedEx. It's just right now, it's because of Black Friday. Everything is slow. Plus, there are shipment issues anyway. Must be stronger than you thought I was. I keep moving my house. Sure do. All right, Keith. Later, Keith. I am actually going to stick around long enough to do the other end of this as well. Once I sand this down, we're going to call it a stream. Might have to redo some of this. I hate trying to do this left-handed. Oh. And that was why I was actually doing it on its side earlier, because I could see it then. Let's see. Almost. Top, maybe. Nope. And Donnie's like, woohoo, stream's overtime. Stream's on overtime now. No, it's not. It's 58 minutes and not over an hour yet. Calling it a stream now. You thought it was a cable car. Are both ends the same distance from the long edge? Let's find out. Let's find out, Ken. I just need to figure out where it is. Ah, there it is. So often that I use this, I don't remember how to. So we're going to take the calipers. We're going to measure right about there. Actually, we'll do it right here. No, that's not going to work. We'll use a little ruler here. And we'll go, that is 3/4 of an inch. Good eyes. Because this one's 3/4 of an inch. This one is about a 1/16 of an inch less. Or no, that's a 20th of an inch. 32nd. There we go. I'm still just under 3/4. So is this. Actually, they're about the same. How close? Let's see. Parallel. Real question is, are they the same distance from the middle? So we have on here, that looks like about 1.5 centimeters. 1.5 centimeters from this piece here. And this is 1.6 millimeters or centimeters. So there, it's off by about a millimeter between this side and this side. Not enough that it's going to make any big difference. Some half bald guy in front of my camera. I can, but I think it's good. It's wood. It's not supposed to be the center by the windows. Now we're not doing that. It's going to work out because, like I said, this is going to get puttied over with wood putty, and then it's going to get painted. Once it's painted, everything should be good. What I do need to do, though, is I have some glue right there. If I don't get that out of there when it dries, it's going to be a spot that is difficult to get the next plank on. 1 millimeter off, not time to tear it apart and try again. Nope, it's good enough. Not on the level either. I don't know. This is not a level spot that I've got it on. Oh, dropped it. Now it's level. Did I use a plumb bob even? No, I didn't. So like I said, I'm going to call it a stream and a cable car. I appreciate you guys coming by. A lot of fun as usual. Slowly coming together as these planks go on. It's going to start going a little bit faster. You will teach me yet? No, you won't. You guys already got me to get those. Blame it on the desk. Exactly. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming by. If you're not part of HTM, you guys ought to join. I think everybody who's on right now is HTM. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Stop in tomorrow on HTM. We'll be doing the Falcon build, and then again on Friday we'll have a live stream of a group live stream with a whole bunch of us. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you in the next stream or video. And thank you, Ken. Appreciate it. And thanks as well, Don. You guys have a great evening.
Model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Workman's model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models.